Hi, my name's Tom Jones. I'm art director on Killzone Mercenary from the Guerrilla Cambridge studio, and we're here in Hollywood to show you the game today.
All right, Tom, so what are you showing new for this game today?
Well, this is kind of the first hands-on footage that we're giving to the press. It's the kind of first big reveal of Killzone Mercenary, and we're looking to really show off the game and what we're bringing to the Killzone universe, and show that this is actually a fully blown kind of large-scale production of a new Killzone game.
What were some of your goals heading into this game?
We set ourselves some pretty high targets, high challenges. We basically wanted to make the best FPS on Vita, and kind of by proxy the best FPS there has ever been on a handheld.
How are you taking advantage of PS Vita with this game?
So one of the great things about Vita, one of the things we learned pretty early on, is that it's actually very powerful. Originally we thought we could get away with down-resing a lot of the assets and using lower resolution, and then we put it on the kit, and because it's got such an amazing screen, it kind of quickly became obvious that it could handle much more, and so we got excited that we could really deliver a Killzone experience on a handheld properly for the first time. For Liberation, when it was on the PSP, it was a slightly different challenge, and so we had to look at different design mechanics for it. But this, it's a true Killzone experience, and we've been able to take across the Killzone 3 engine and convert it a little bit to work on Vita and really push it so that actually it feels like a console game.
What are your thoughts on the capabilities of this handheld device?
So I've been really impressed with the power of it, and actually it's close to the PlayStation 3 in its processing power, and can really push it. The screen is amazing. From an art point of view, it's great to know that everyone is going to have the same bit of kit and see it exactly the same way. It's not going to different TVs and hard to calibrate it. We can control what people are going to see, and I think what they're going to see is going to be really impressive.
How have the different gameplay styles of the device influenced your team creatively?
So one of the things we've been looking at is play patterns, and obviously it's a handheld device. We've tried to come up with something that's new to the franchise and is not just a kind of port of an existing Killzone game or like a poor imitation. So we're coming at it with this mercenary angle, which is basically you play as a mercenary. Everything you do in the game earns you money, and that drives the whole experience forward. And what that allows us to do is to create different challenge modes and different gameplay types that then reward you with more money, and the money actually ties in the single player mode and the multiplayer mode. Everything you buy in single player you have in multiplayer. It's kind of the same bank balance, and I think it works really nicely for people who maybe want to play it on the train and then play a bit at home and play a bit in a break at work or something. So we've tried to kind of wrap that together in something cohesive that is new to the Killzone universe.
And can you walk us through the story where this universe takes place?
Sure. So Killzone Mercenary just starts off just after the events in Killzone 1 and Killzone Liberation, actually on Vector, which is the ISA planet, and then moves forward a few years to take place in conjunction with the invasion at the start of Killzone 2. As a mercenary, you are tasked with some more clandestine operations that maybe go on behind the enemy lines a bit and help enable the actual invasion that's happening in Killzone 2.
What are you introducing new that fans will like?
One of the key things that we're bringing to the franchise is the Vanguard system, which is essentially this tactical device that sits on the mercenary's arms. We kind of like to think of it as the Vita strapped onto it. And these Vanguards are a new kind of tactical assets that the player can buy and use for different kind of play styles. So for instance, there's a Mantis engine, which is a drone that flies around and stabs people in the head, and there's it's called Sky Fury, this iron cannon that can be deployed and blast troops from above. And by using these, I think it offers up some different kind of play styles, and again, they can be used in multiplayer, so it's something kind of really new and exciting.
How have you designed this game to appeal to both hardcore and more casual gamers?
So I think in creating this kind of new mercenary experience, it gives an introduction to Killzone for people who've not played it before, kind of more casual gamers who may be visiting the franchise for the first time, but we're still tying it in with some of the kind of key Killzone patterns and playstyles that we've seen in the past. The art style is kind of true to Killzone. It's something we've pushed very heavily with the visuals and to create that atmospheric, immersive world that all players who will have played the previous games will be used to. And I think it sits really well in that universe.
What do you like about the mobile gaming space?
I think that the exciting thing about it is it's bringing new people into gaming who maybe not played it before. Is kind of broadening the fan base. I think that's a really good thing for games in general. It gets people more interested, and they can, if we can make games more accessible, that's only a good thing for the kind of games industry as a whole.
What are you most excited about when it comes to what advances in the game engine technology have brought to this title?
I think from my point of view, the fact that we're able to deliver a Killzone experience, a first-person experience on Vita because of the twin sticks and the power of it. I think it's the first time we've really been able to do that as developers and really push it and produce the FPS that I think a lot of people have been waiting for a long time.
And getting to the multiplayer, you guys have a full-fledged multiplayer component as well.
Yep, so we've got we're going to have up to 4v4 players in multiplayer. We've got 6 maps, 3 different game modes. It's a big part of the experience as well. We obviously tweaked the design a bit so that these matches are kind of much more intense. They're a bit smaller, a bit more, I guess, a bit more energetic and exciting. That it's slightly easier to kill people, so it creates this kind of faster, more furious, game style. And that, in combination with these vanguards, I think creates something kind of quite new. And on top of that, we've got this valor system where each player, depending on how they're doing over the course of a week or a day, gets pushed up the leaderboards and gets attributed their own kind of fame ranking system, and which is tied into this valor system, and you can collect their valor card whenever you shoot other people in the game, and building your collection gives you kind of big rewards and bonuses.
When will people be able to put their hands on Killzone Mercenary?
So Killzone Mercenary is coming out later this year in September in North America.